let's talk about the future. I know Hoag's been involved with some clinical trials.
Yes.
Is there going to be treatment? Is there a cure? Is there going to be a miracle vaccine, a miracle drug? So what's happening and when will it happen?
Well, it's all happening right now, and I wish I had a crystal ball to tell you. I will say that as BZ mentioned, the coronavirus again is a mutated cold virus, right? And so knowing that we haven't had a cure for the common cold yet, I'm not super optimistic that we'll have a quote unquote cure for COVID-19. Certainly there's a lot of work going on right now for a vaccine. So maybe we'll get one, maybe we'll be lucky and we'll have a vaccine for COVID-19, but I don't think we can count on that. In the meantime, there's ongoing clinical trials, and Hoag has been very fortunate that we've been able to participate in that. The couple that Dr. Beasy mentioned got one of the new medications called remdesivir. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's one that looks promising. It's not FDA approved yet because they're still doing the study, but they were part of that study. And so that's more for acutely ill patients. It's intravenously only, but that's one trial that we've been participating in at Hoag, and our patients have had access to receiving that medication. Anecdotally, they seem to do pretty well, but again, time will tell. You can't just base it on one site and one experience, but Hoag's experience with that medication has been pretty good. We also have convalescent plasma clinical trial. I don't know if you've heard of that, but where they actually take plasma or blood from patients who've had COVID, take the antibodies out of it, and then inject it into patients who have very severe COVID-19 infection to see if that'll work. That's had some efficacy in other diseases like Ebola and that sort of thing.
So I just want to tag on to that a little bit. I think it goes to the issue of when can life return to normal and what does that look like. And so 2 years ago, to Martin's point, there was a novel flu virus. It was a mutation. That year's vaccine only worked on 10% of the population. And we were overwhelmed. People forget, we were overwhelmed. Hospitals were overwhelmed with a very heavy flu season. People were standing outside of our ER door, whereas today it's crickets there. And we didn't stop elective surgeries. We didn't do any of the things we're doing now. 80,000 people died in the United States 2 years ago. And if you Google it, that's a CDC statistic with 50 million people infected. And we carried on, other than the hospitals being slammed, and the unfortunate families and victims of that particular flu strain, we carried on. Part of why we reacted the way we did is kind of with that memory in mind, didn't want our healthcare systems to be overwhelmed. So there are two reasons to fight a virus like this. One is prevent needless death, and two is make sure that the hospital systems aren't overwhelmed. So we've learned something from that experience 2 years ago.
Well,